process. I'll ask Paula to fill you in a little bit on the December 3rd meeting as soon as I'm done here. Then what we're asking is that we postpone the December 11th meeting to allow for that detailed environmental analysis to take place. And I'm proposing a date of the 29th of January. That's a Thursday evening at the Rainier Vista Community Center.
I think you mean the Rainier Community Center.
Oh, I apologize. I did put Vista on there, didn't I? Thank you. It's at the Rainier Community Center. And we'll put that out on the web. And we'll discuss at that meeting the detailed findings from the environmental consultant. We'll have a revised schematic design that will be, remember that's schematic, that will be a final schematic design. And then the pilot, we'll discuss the pilot evaluation criteria more in detail based on those environmental details that come out. And then we'll also report out on the results of that outreach meeting from December 3rd. And then in mid-February, then what we'd like to do is do a preliminary field layout of the trail. So we'll mark the trail, and we'll have that available for the public to go view at their leisure when they have the opportunity to do it. We may right now we're not planning a tour, but we could, if there's consensus, we could design a tour of that site with the plant ecologist and some park staff to review that, and the trails construction people. Then in late February, we'll have another project outreach meeting, and this will be to receive additional input about the final schematic design and the evaluation criteria and any input from the field visit, from the layout, the trail layout. That will be with the same target audience at the Rainier Vista community, and that is listed over to the right. And then we'll plan on a general public meeting on the 5th of March. The location is to be determined. Most likely it will be at the Rainier Community Center. It could be at this building too. We'll have that advertised. And there, then we'll have more opportunity for the public to give us comments, more of a public comment period about all of the documentation. At that point, if living in the perfect world that we do, we anticipate taking this to the Parks Board meeting early April, and then if that goes, everything moves along there, and they have a recommendation, then we'll take that to the City Council meeting. So those 2 dates are soft dates as we get more information about their input. And so if there's any comments about the scheduling and so forth, I'd be glad to take those from the PAT members. If there's any concerns about the scheduling or comments about that, about the process.
I had suggested in an email that we do a doodle poll instead of just throwing out a bunch of dates, and that might be the way that we get the most number of members participating.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll double check that January 29th date. We wanted to make sure the scope was really set with ESA first, so we can doodle that, see if that works or not.
Okay, great. And I just wanted to let you know that the detailed environmental work, the scope will include a review of the habitat quality out there and the habitat types that we have. It will be a comprehensive study of the wetlands, and a very detailed geotech and soils report that will take the preliminary geotech report and take that down further so that we'll know about the quality of the soil, the textures, the makeup of the soils out there, and a vegetation study. And they'll be bringing recommendations back as to what we should be looking for as this trail is used as benchmarks for whether it's being successful or not, or if there's any kind of impact on the environment out there. And so, as I mentioned this evening, after Margaret presents and we receive comments back, we've got the scope, we've got the contract ready to go. But if there's anything we need to add to that scope, we can do that tonight, and we'll renegotiate the fee, and then we'll have the contract completed and be ready to go after this evening. Paula, would you come and just talk a little bit about the public outreach that you're,
Just really quick, so we had promised, we realized there was a segment of the neighborhood that we were unable to tap into for the PAT, and both for just the time involved in coming to the meeting. So we committed to do an outreach meeting, which has been scheduled. We're going to do it on Wednesday, December 3rd, from 6:30 to 8:30. It's going to be at Rainier Vista, Boys and Girls Club.
so let's just change that. I have 6 to 8, so 6:30 to 8:30.
Yeah, 6:30 to 8:30, because they have programs that don't fit out earlier.
Paula, how was that decided? Because I thought that we were going to.
You know, Kathy, can we wait, let Paula get through her presentation, then you can ask questions?
So, anyway, so the flyers have gone out. I will hand a copy out to you. We have done translation. We've done outreach and are working with the Rainier Vista community. We're working with Neighborhood House, Seattle Housing Authority, the Boys and Girls Club, Department of Neighborhood, Horn of Africa Services, Atlantic Street Center, and a couple other local community organizations. We're also hoping to get some teams to go out this weekend and drop some flyers personally in Rainier Vista. We're asking a bunch of questions to kind of get the conversation going. We're going to break into small groups using members of our Basin Social Justice Initiative change team to facilitate discussions. If the members want to help, I'll pass around a sign-up sheet. We will probably have some other volunteer opportunities available closer to the date. And I'm just reminding people that this meeting is set up to reach out to those who have not been involved in the conversation regarding the Cheesy Pilot project. It's an opportunity for them to learn about the proposal and share their thoughts for access into the Cheesy Green space. I think that is about it I can think of. We're offering childcare, and we've got some translation services that will be there as well.
Okay, questions for Paula?
Yeah, sorry. I have two questions. One is, how was the date determined?
The date was determined by availability of the space that we were trying to get a hold of.
Okay, and then could we have a list of all the groups?
It's on your outreach.
So it's in the packet that's in front of me?
Yeah, it's, I don't have all of them listed, but the majority of them are listed in the public outreach meeting.
One more question,
Conference.
and that is, who will be compiling the questions? Will we be a part of that?
No, the questions are pretty broad questions. Again, this is a population that we're anticipating that doesn't know a lot about this project or may not know a lot about the green space there. So I'm going to hand out these flyers. They've got them on there. And we'll have facilitators asking questions. We'll have boards where things will be written down and documented. But it's really an opportunity to do small group discussions to let people.
So how do we as PAT members get involved in that?
I think I mentioned that if you guys want to volunteer at the meeting, I'm going to hand out a sheet, and once opportunities come up and we determine, right now. Okay?
Great, thank you.
Anything else, Sarah?
One organization name I didn't see, Paula, was Asian Counseling and Referral.
And I've called them several times.
That's great.
I've not heard back.
Okay, we
But
have some contacts there.
Great.
We can.
But they're on my
provide.
list too. I didn't
Good.
list all of them. There's
Yeah,
just
I can
a bunch.
understand that. It's just, they've got so many classes and
Yeah.
feeding programs and things in the community, and they do walks up the boulevard right now.
Yeah,
so that'd be great.
we have them along with other organizations as well.
Good, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Paula. All right, Maggie Johnson is here, and Maggie is going to talk about both the process of the schematic design and the final design, the new information that I told you about that's been generated, kind of overall approach at looking at the trail design. Remember, we're still very early in the process. This is just an early schematic look at things, but I think Maggie's taking your comments into heart, certainly, and we'll reflect that back to you as she walks through the design. I would like you to not interrupt Maggie just because she has a lot of information to share. So if you have questions, just jot them down, and then we'll open it up and turn the floor over to you completely for the last half of the meeting. But if we can let her just kind of talk through everything first, that'll be really helpful in getting through. And with that, Maggie.
Okay, hello. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to present this to you. I apologize we have such a small screen and that there is a bright light right in front of me. I do hope you will all be able to see adequately. I'd like to start out by taking